Hey everyone, so here we have a GameCube and a Picoboot Raspberry Pi install. So we have our memory card adapter, we have our memory card that's already been customer loaded. So we'll just put that in now so I don't lose it. And we're going to lay that to the side. And the most important part of it is the actual Raspberry Pi. So there is some wires that need to be soldered onto these. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. So we're going to install those now. I get those wires ready before we open this up. So I'm just going to lay this aside, and so we're going to get started on this. So the wires that are required, the schematic for that is readily available online, but I'll provide that right here, as you can see. So it's pretty straightforward, and you just install it as per that diagram. For whatever reason, my camera shut off. Anyway, so I have my wires at it. I got my ground, my 3v3, GP4, GP5, GP6 and 7. So 6 and 7 are actually joined, they're bridged together. So the back is a little bit of a mess right now, but what I'm going to do is tidy up my runs. So I like to keep everything nice and neat. So when it's installed on the back, it won't be seen, but I'll know it's neat, at least. So I just keep my wires together because I'm gonna heat shrink it after. Again, it keeps the install so much more tidier, and it's easier to trace them back. So I'm going to put a little small sleeve of heat shrink over this here. So we have our Picoboot ready. Now let's get the console apart. So this is a Dole 101. The 101 requires 2 solder points. So there's one piece that goes under the board. It goes to the GP4, and the GP6 and 7 goes to the MX chip underneath. And then the 3 other points go to the main bridge points. So anyway, let's just get this apart. So we'll show everybody how it's done. So we're just going to speed this up a little. Disassembly is pretty routine and standard. Yeah, you will probably see that I have clipped the RF shields. That's to allow the wire from the Picoboot to fit under the board without being in the way of anything or pinching. So it's not terribly exciting, so we don't need to focus too heavily on that. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. So it's right here. We need to solder GP4 and GP6 and 7. So how much additional wire I'm using? Sorry, I'm just looking at the schematic there. Got in standby, of course you are. Now the fun begins. The fun I have to solder to this right here. All points soldered in place. So we're just going to bend that up, keep these a little bit neater than what they are. Good. So now that that's been cleaned up, it's time to get it back together. Reassembly is literally the exact same as taking it apart. It's just reverse order. Everything goes back in its usual place. The pieces have been trimmed so it allows my wires to fit underneath without conflict. And I like to position the Picoboot next to the fan slot. Alright, so we got the GameCube back together. All that's really left is I'm going to have a little bit of hot glue I'm going to place here just to keep it in place. So that's how it's going to look. Tucked in nice and neat along the side. And yeah, we're just going to give it a test here now. Alright, so with everything plugged in, the TV is turned on. It's time to take our memory card adapter and memory card, of course. Plug it all in and turn it on. It's going to boot Swiss and give you access to all of its ROM glory. And there we go. Ready to go.